This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Welcome to 17 News at Noon. In for Elena today, I'm Chris Burton, and we begin today with a breaking update. A body has been found in the Kern River, believed to be that of a 9-year-old missing for 6 days after being swept away. According to the Kern County Sheriff's Office, the boy's body was recovered near Keeseville just before 6:30 last night.
So the body was found about 200 to 300 yards downstream from where the boy went missing last Saturday in the Keeseville area south.
The 9-year-old was reported missing Saturday afternoon near the Hogeye Gulch area in Keeseville. Officials say he was playing in the river with other kids when he slipped and fell. A KCSO coroner is working to conclusively identify that body, but authorities do believe it to be that of the missing 9-year-old. And your 17 homicide tracker now. Law enforcement is investigating a deadly stabbing in Oildale. Sheriff's officials say 3 people were stabbed inside an apartment last night in the 900 block of Olive Drive near Airport Drive. It happened just after 9 p.m. KCSO says 1 person died. The other 2 were taken to the hospital. It's not clear what led to the stabbing, but KCSO says all 3 stabbing victims did in fact know each other. And a Delano man wanted a connection to a 2017 murder has been arrested in Mexico. 29-year-old Rafael Gama was taken into custody on Wednesday in Tijuana with help from Homeland Security and the U.S. Marshal's Office. Gama was wanted for the murder of 28-year-old Jesus Perales Montalva, who was shot to death on September 1st, 2017 in Tulare County. Gama will be brought back to Tulare County on a no-bail homicide warrant. And Kern County Sheriff's deputies have made a big pot bust. On Wednesday, sheriff's deputies and investigators with the High-Intensity Drug Trafficking Task Force served a search warrant on the owners of a large home and industrial building in the 16,000 block of Stephanie Street in the Rosedale area of Bakersfield. Once inside, they found a large-scale clandestine marijuana cultivation operation, which was subsequently dismantled. Also seized nearly 3,000 high-grade cannabis plants and about 800 pounds of processed marijuana ready for sale. 4 men, all from the Van Nuys area, were arrested, booked into jail, and charged with a host of drug-related felonies. Your time now is 12:02. We continue to follow the trial of Matthew Keene, the Bakersfield man who faces 35 charges, among them the alleged torture and murder of Micah Holsenbake. This morning, a man testifying, a known associate of Keene, threatened him with a rifle in 2018. In a 911 call played for the jury, Shane Buchanan begged for help, saying, quote, "Please don't let me die." Buchanan testified the call was placed after Matthew Tyler Vandecastile, whose garage was allegedly used to torture and kill Micah Holsenbake, charged Buchanan with an AR-15 rifle. Buchanan ran into his motel room, locked the door, and called 911. Buchanan said he believes Keene was also involved in that incident.
Hello, this is Tim Callahan with Clinica Sierra Vista, and we're excited to unveil the Community Health Center of the Future, our comprehensive care center. It's located right across the street from Memorial Hospital. We have every service under one roof, from family medicine, OBGYN care, dental services for adults and children, behavioral health, and much more. So find your way to better care at Clinica Sierra Vista this year at our comprehensive care center. Visit our website, clinicasierravista.org, for the latest on this project. We'll see you soon.
This morning, Ukrainian authorities saying a rocket strike killed at least 50 people and wounded over 100 at a train station that was being used to evacuate civilians in eastern Ukraine. The head of Ukraine's railways said on the messaging app Telegram that the strike happened today in Kramatorsk. The country's regional governor said thousands of people were at that train station at the time of the strike, preparing to evacuate to safer regions as Russia focuses its troops in eastern Ukraine. And making news around the nation and celebrating history. Today, President Biden and Vice President Harris officially recognized the historic confirmation of Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson to the Supreme Court. With bipartisan support, Jackson was confirmed to succeed Justice Stephen Breyer yesterday. She becomes the first black female justice. Vice President Harris, herself the first black female VP, presided over her confirmation hearing.
We have a moment like this that I think reminds us that there is still so much yet to accomplish and that we can accomplish.
Biden today calling Jackson's confirmation, quote, a moment of real change in American history. Jackson's confirmation vote featured 3 GOP senators crossing party lines to confirm her, but her path to a seat on the Supreme Court wound through heavy criticism from many Republican senators. Depending on where you live in the county, you might have felt a little shaking overnight. A preliminary 3.2 magnitude earthquake was reported just after 2:30 this morning, about 6 miles north-northeast of Keene and about 13 miles north-northwest of Tehachapi. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, the quake occurred at a depth of about 1.2 miles. So if you woke up at around 2:30 this morning, not knowing why, that's probably why. And the annual State of the Downtown breakfast returned today, celebrating the 68th anniversary of the Bakersfield Downtown Business Association. The DBA hosted the event at CityServe, bringing hundreds of people to honor ongoing efforts to keep the heart of the city thriving. 17's very own Maddie Jansen and Alex Fisher emceed the event. There they are. The DBA unveiled plans to boost security downtown with a new pilot program using private security to protect businesses. And meantime, State Senator Shannon Grove discussed several pieces of legislation that could impact downtown. Today's breakfast comes after many businesses spent nearly 2 years shuttered by the pandemic.
It's a great event to be back. We have this as an annual event. It's an installation of our officers, but it's also to inform our businesses downtown on what we're going to be working on for the next year. But this one has even more of a heart for everybody because we came back after the COVID.
Well, we will have much more on the State of the Downtown breakfast tonight on 17 News at 5. More help could be coming to restaurants and other small businesses affected by the pandemic. The U.S. House of Representatives passed a bill that would send $55 billion to struggling businesses. The initial Restaurant Revitalization Fund was part of the American Rescue Plan, but the program ran out of money nearly a year ago. The bill heads to the Senate now, which is already working on similar legislation. And tracking the coronavirus, the U.S. vaccination effort helped decrease the amount of deaths due to COVID-19 significantly. That, according to the Commonwealth Fund Yale report. The study updates estimate from December 2021 and found that without the U.S. vaccination effort, there would have been nearly 2.2 million additional COVID-19 deaths. Vaccines also prevented more than 17 million additional hospitalizations due to COVID-19, 66 million additional infections, and an additional $900 billion in healthcare spending. And Kern County Public Health released new data on the coronavirus in Kern today. KCPH announcing 84 people have tested positive for the virus since Tuesday. We also learned of 16 new deaths. 24 people are currently hospitalized with the virus in Kern, and 29 more are in local ICUs. And in education news today, local teams are coming home from with hardware after last weekend's Virtual Enterprise International competition. Bakersfield High School's Visionary team finished second in the signature business plan competition, and Ridgeview's Toys and Tales and Centennial's Middle Ground finished 4th and 5th in that competition, respectively. Centennial's team will fly into Meadowsfield Airport at 9:19 p.m. tonight, and we want to wish a hearty congratulations to all of our Kern County teams who showed it out in that very prospective competition.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.